This is Baller. Hello, I have prepared an important and interesting video for you. Subscribe and write in the comments what you think about it. Everyone's watching the front lines of the Ukraine war, thinking that's where history is being written. But what if I told you the most critical and game-changing battle is actually happening behind those lines? One that shapes the outcome of the entire war, faster and more decisively than any trench or tank. Let's break it down. The real fight, Ukraine's secret weapon, is a brutal, relentless campaign on logistics. While the world focuses on inches gained in Donbass or Zaporizhzhia, Ukraine has waged a war that hits far deeper, strikes on Russia's supply chains, infrastructure, and strategic facilities. This war behind the war is unfolding at a staggering pace, and Ukraine is winning it. In just the past week, Ukraine's strikes on Russian rail hubs, factories, and supply depots have outpaced Russia's frontline gains by a factor of 10 or more. And here's the kicker. Ukraine's doing this with the silent approval of the United States, which has stopped pressuring Kyiv to avoid Russian territory. That old red line? Gone. And the results are immediate. Russian supply routes from Moscow to Crimea, from Rostov to the front, are crumbling. Junctions, depots, munitions plants, they're being obliterated one by one. The summer offensive that Putin had banked on, it's unraveling, retreating, starving. Russian troops are being left without fuel, ammo, or even food in some cases. Ukraine isn't just stopping Russia, it's preparing something bigger. A trap? A counteroffensive? No one knows for sure. But even without a big push, this logistics war is changing everything. Russia's old strength, its massive size, is now a liability. Ukraine doesn't need to bomb every rail line, just key points. And the more Russia fixes, the more Ukraine breaks. Russia can't keep up. It's whack-a-mole with railways, and Ukraine holds the mallet. And while the front buckles, life inside Russia is starting to fray. Civilians are grounded, literally. Massive airport closures across the country almost nightly are forcing citizens to reckon with a war they were told wouldn't affect them. Now it does. Suddenly the war is real for the average Russian stuck in an airport terminal 5 days from home. And Russia has no good answers. Their Soviet-era rail network is hopelessly centralized and predictable. Their airspace is too large to defend. Their factories are backlogged not because they can't build, but because they can't ship. Even if Iran, China, or North Korea send weapons, they can't move them where they need to go. What Ukraine is doing is strategic genius. Asymmetric warfare at its most devastating. A $5,000 drone cripples a $5 million railway. A missile stops millions of dollars of ammo from reaching the front. And that's not just tactical, that's psychological. It drains morale, it causes panic, it brings the war home. In short, Ukraine has flipped Russia's historic advantages, size, centrality, winter, against it. The nation that beat Napoleon and Hitler by stretching their supply lines too thin is now being undone by its own geography. Russia became the invader, and now it's suffering the same fate it once imposed on others. This isn't just good news for Ukraine, it's transformational. And it's just the beginning. Because the cost of repair is rising, the reach of Ukraine's strikes is expanding, and Russia's options are shrinking. So if you're only watching the front lines, you're missing the real war. The war that might decide everything. And Ukraine, it's not just fighting that war, it's winning it. Thanks for watching. If this opened your eyes, support the channel. Join as a member, become a patron, or buy me a coffee. Every bit helps to keep this analysis alive. And don't stop here. Click on the next video. You won't believe what's coming.